Wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
And here is the first look at the, oh boy, the echoes are all back, of the room with the drywall up. Yes, that cloud of dust you can see is what happens when you try to sweep the floor that has a bunch of drywall dust on it. It just kicks up and goes everywhere. So that's why I've got the fan in the window to try to blow some of it out. But all of this took a team of 5, about 2 hours. About 2 hours to do all this drywall, and there'll be another group that comes in on Monday to do the taping, which puts us another day ahead, because originally it was supposed to be Monday to do this and then Tuesday to tape and put the mud up on it. So that will happen, I guess, now on Monday. Well, greetings, fellow babies. It is Monday, and back to work on the Excelsior. The tapers are here today, so they'll be here for, I'm assuming, a couple of hours to tape and mud the drywall, and then I'll show you what that progress looks like. But today we are getting back to the Aztekking on the Excelsior saucer, and after the weekend I've had, it's going to be a nice, quiet, restful thing, because I was out cleaning the yard and burning branches and burning leaves and getting rid of some yard waste and cutting up an old deck with a chainsaw and having all kinds of good fun. But I am paying for it today. I am aching in places I didn't even know I had places. So sitting at a desk doing quiet, small work appeals to me today. So let's get back to it. Here's what's taking up my attention today. Yes, it is a wonderful job of taping and mudding and covering up of screw heads and whatnot. Still have some work to do around the trim. Of course, there's wood trim going around the windows anyway, and around the closet doors and the main arch. So that'll be done by finished carpenters. Woohoo! Yes, kids, it's mail time. It's mail call here at Aztek. I mean, I know what this is, and it is the next build. I cannot wait to share it with you. I am opening it up now. Oh boy, does that look good. You may recognize it just by seeing this. It's a new test shot. Yes, I love getting test shots. Here it is. The one you've all been waiting for. This is the Proteus test shot from Mobius. Look at the size of that model. Oh, is that going to be a lot of fun. That is going to be so much fun. Well, I guess I better finish up on the Excelsior, or else I won't be able to get to it. Look at the size of that dome. I'll be able to get to it. But, ooh, this is really going to have my attention for a while. This has a Proteus. It says Proteus second TS, second test shot, 910 or 9816. So, oh, just look at the bag of goodies in here. That's going to be some fun. Well, it's Tuesday morning, and welcome back to what I call the land of distractions. Right now, I've got sanding people here, sanding the drywall tape and mud that was put up yesterday in preparation for final finish. So that's going on in the other room. This showed up in the mail yesterday. So, you know, that's a big flaming distraction for me, because I just want to dive into it. But I promise you, I'm going to get back onto the Excelsior saucer today and finish the Aztekking on it. I did another section. It didn't take near as long, another 2 sections. Didn't take near as long as the first one, because like I said, the first ones are always where you're establishing your pattern, and once you're doing that, just laying out the pattern around it is, see, I just put these ones on. Once you get the pattern set, it's just a matter of following that pattern all the way around. So we'll get to the rest of that today, I promise you. Yeah, it's a quick note. You really can hear the echo now. Just a quick note, it is Tuesday morning. The sanders have come and gone. They made quick work of their duties, and everything now is as smooth as an android's bottom. but also it has the unfortunate tendency to have a nice fine mist of sand, cloud of dust from the sanding. So I'm waiting for all that to settle, and we will see how soon the trim guys get here, because there's where we're at. We need to get the windows and the doorways and that main doorway. Need to get all that stuff trimmed out, and then we can paint. Well, hello and welcome back. It is Wednesday, and it is a day that is blissfully free of other distractions and interruptions, because we are so far ahead on the finishes in the addition that nobody is scheduled to come in today. I've got the carpet picked out. I've got the paint colors picked out. You will see it when it's done. It'll look very familiar to you, I know. And so that means I don't have to worry about workmen coming in and out of the house, or intermittent banging on the wall, or just general disruptions, which means I can spend the full time on this guy. Now, it's not taking me this long. It's the time I need to take away from doing other stuff to concentrate on this that's taking the time. Once I get down to it, it's going on pretty quickly. So let's get back to doing the Aztekking on the top of the saucer. And then I think what we're going to do is go ahead and paint the top of the saucer before I Aztek the bottom of the saucer. That way I'm not worried about bumping any of these guys off while I am working on the bottom. If I bump them off after it's been painted, it's no big loss. So let's finish the top. We're getting ready to finish the top, and we are down to, or we have finished, at least on this side, with this right here is like the last full column, and everything else is a fraction of a column, which means it'll go easier. And you keep hearing me use the phrase the short rows. These are the short rows. These are the long rows. These are the short rows, because they don't require a full set of the templates. And this one will do this one and this, and then a piece of that. So it should go pretty quickly. Let's finish it up. You know, if I hadn't pointed this out before, I'll go ahead and do it again just in case. I'm putting down templates just like that, and on the bottom, or on actually between the bottom section and the next section, if you see, there is a long skinny guy right here. You don't need that. We toss that out. That's just going to confuse you. The only reason it's there on the design at all is because it kind of has to take up space between this panel and this panel. So feel free to use it somewhere else on your kit if you like, but you don't need it there. And there you can see the last two sections with everything kind of trimmed off on it. And these are the remaining bits that you don't need, which is good, because if you've lost any of these pieces over in here, you can replace them off of this sheet. Plus, I'm including a spare pie wedge, so hopefully you won't have too many mishaps. But this is what happens when you put it all in and then trim it off. That is, half, a little bit more than half. That's half of the saucer, so half of the top. So it's time to finish up the rest, and what I'm going to do, my goal for today is to finish this and paint the top. So enough of this jawing, let's get back to it. And here, ladies and gentlemen, one fully Aztek saucer top. Yes, saucer top has been completely Aztek. Look at that pattern, way down to the little tiny ones. And it's ready for a, now remember, this is still, for the kids not playing at home, this is still blue underneath this mask here. So I'm going to put a fog of white over all of this, and or very, very light gray. Maybe not completely white, but very, very light gray, to bring up the overall tone of it. And then flip it over and do the bottom. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, you get all this you have to do yet. Okay, this is me lightly spraying a coat over the templates on the top of the saucer. You can see they're not as bright yellow as they used to be. That's an indicator that they've had some paint on them. And not plastering it, because I still want to see some of the tones underneath from the undercoat. Okay, it's had its nice light white coat on here, and I'm letting it sit. Also trying something you may be able to discern from the way the light's hitting it, and that is to pull out the Comart pearlescent and hitting it just here and there to see how that works. I think I like it, but I think I'm going to wait till all the templates are pulled off and then do a texture pass with the Comart pearlescent to see whether that brings up the shines the way I like it. I just don't think I need to do it on top of templates. Well, good morning and happy Thursday to you. It is time to start working on the bottom of the saucer. Hopefully I will get this done today. Bottom of the saucer, very much like the top of the saucer. The top of the saucer is there. You pick a section and you start your pattern. Now remember, I've already got this blue section done with the two different shades of blue, and I've got it covered over here to protect it from the gray and the white painting. So there are sections of the template set, this one's right here, that you will not be needing because I've already taken care of that with the secondary set of those that are already on the template set that I've used elsewhere. So these will just are extra in case you have lost something or the carpet gods have gotten them. So feel free to ignore those. Now, like I did with the top of the saucer, the first thing I want to do is remove the surrounding bits of the pie wedges. Okay, these are all separated out now, and therefore I am ready to start putting them down. There are 10 of these, there are 20 of these. You should know the drill by now. I did include a couple of extras just in case you lose some bits, but hopefully you won't need them. So let's start. I always start in the dead center. I always start right up here. And we're going to start with one of these and laying down the pattern. And here is one set down with this left over. So we just toss that aside, and like I said, the first one's always the toughest because you're establishing your pattern. But now that I know what the pattern is, I can just sail through the rest of the... And the bottom of the saucer templating is progressing nicely. No reason to sit down and try to do it straight through. I've been doing a section or two, then getting up and walking around and stretching my legs and then sitting back down and getting to the next one. It's not the most fun work. It's kind of tedious, but you can zen out and just kind of get into a zone and just start putting down templates once you get into the pattern, which is there. Well, good morning. It's Friday. That's what's turning out to be a fairly expensive day with the AC people getting the pre-winter check, and they're finding all kinds of things that they would love to fix. So that's a bit of a downer. Still no trim on the addition. The raw wood was dropped off the other day. They were supposed to be here yesterday or today, and didn't show up yesterday, and today's not looking all that great. So they do good work. It's just a question of getting them here to do it. I had a tremendous flurry of activity at the beginning of the week, and it seems to have dwindled. So all in all, good news for me because I can concentrate on the Excelsior. Anyway, a belated birthday wish to my sister Susan. Happy birthday. I'm sorry I didn't call you. Don't accept this as pale imitation, but happy birthday to you. Hope you had a wonderful day, and hope to talk to you soon. So let's get back to the Excelsior. Okay, this is going to be a bit of an experiment. I'm going to see if, how well this translates onto camera. Folks have asked me, what's your procedure for putting down Aztecs? So I figured I would take this opportunity to do this panel here in real time to show you, and I may have to speed it up, I don't know, in real time to show you the procedure. Basically, you pick and you just pick and you start. I know this one doesn't go here, it doesn't go here, it goes here. And I just start laying down the pieces. Now, the nice thing about these template pieces is that they line up in a corner. That corner lines up, this corner lines up, and then you know these two are in the right position. I've done this enough times to know that that one goes about there but I can always readjust it later when I put the full one in here. So let me get these guys out and in place. Now these tiny ones up here, I thought they were going to be a little bit harder to work with, but no, it turns out that they pluck off. Now this pluck off just nicely there and there. Now you take your blade and you level them out, and then you push down with your finger, and there. That one's done. That's what I call the negative pieces. Sorry about that. That was some crank call. And there. This sorry, I may be out of focus. This is what I call the positive piece. Positive piece goes there and fills out that entire section. And now that I've got that down, any adjusting that needs to be done to the surrounding pieces can be done. But like I say, I've done this enough times to know about where the right spot is just off the bat. And there we go. That's the first two. And then we continue this procedure on down. Now we know this one, same deal. It goes in the corner. This piece here goes in the corner. The little dots go here and here. Hold them down with my thumb. Do a little bit of mambo with positioning. And then press them down. That goes there. Lines up in the negative space of that. This one floats out here. The full piece goes there. Full piece fills that out. Now I might need to adjust this one a little bit. And you simply follow that pattern all the way down. This one's a little bit wonky. It is full, 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 full. Just like any of the rest of these. It's easy. Full, 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 full. Or positive, 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 positive. Negative, 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 negative. And that goes the whole way down. It's the same pattern. The bottom is different than the top in that the pattern does not get trimmed or cut off. It is the same pattern the whole way. So you can think of it either as positive, positive, every other one is positive this way, or you can think of it as the two sections together where you're doing a checkerboard where you have positive, 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 positive. This would have been positive, 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 positive. And then the counterpoint of it. So let me do one more section and then we'll take the rest of it off camera. But that goes there. This goes here. You have the tiny bit. And I cannot stress more, cannot stress it strongly enough. You need to have fresh, sharp X-Acto blades, because you're going to be using, now you're not going to use them up a lot, but you're going to be needing to be able to stab the little piece here and pull it off. Just pluck it onto your blade and position it that way, and then you pull it back off like that. But having a very, very sharp blade helps. And then again, the positive goes right next to it. Now you've got a panel here, a saucer panel, that you are going to paint a different color. So whether or not your template piece matches up in that area is not that crucial, because you're going to be painting over it, but it still helps to have that in the correct spot on the pattern, just so that you, for your own mental clarity, you know that it's in the right spot. And then we go down to the next one. I always start with these corners. Because they've got the built-in corner. Now here we're sitting over top of that panel. So we're imagining where that line should be. And the little eye dots. And there. And like I say, after a while you could really get into the rhythm of it, and it becomes, I won't say it ever becomes a soothing thing, but it becomes second nature to you after a while. Match those up, and again, that one goes there. There. Pluck out the tiny bits. Oops. And there you go. Easy as pie. Okay, what I've done is given it a nice light gray coat, and then I went over it one last time with the texture pattern and some white, some actually very, very close to white, to get some white highlights and some hot spots on there. So now it's just a matter of letting this dry, and then coming back this afternoon and peeling off of the templates. All of the templates, including the blue templates, will get pulled off, and you'll see the fruits of our many labors here. Okay, here we go. Let's do this flashy blue stuff first. Oh, look at that. Look at that blue. Take my hands away so you can see it. Now, I have been accused of using a blue that's a little too dark, but that is my preference, and the whole reason I don't care for the wallpaper decals. I don't like the man telling me what color everything should be. No, the truth is, the studio model does have these as a lot more vibrant and sky blue, and that to me looks a little artificial. So I'm going for more of a perceptual blue. See, I did that with a little hole in it for the for this fin. Beautiful. I'm going for more of a perceptual look, and not a this is how the model was painted look. Look at that. Very clean, very blue. Look at that. It's working like a charm so far. You'd almost think I'd done this before. And again, the reason you protect the blue and you paint around it is so you can get those fine lines in here without having to try to paint those lines white. Okay, we've got a couple more back here, and you can tell which one I'm saving for last. It is the big horseshoe. So I'm going to continue this one. Hold on. Come on. There you go. Let me get these side ones off of the engines. Look how sharp those lines are. Dig it, dig it, dig it. No, come on. Just like that. Okay, last one, the big one. And it's got some, oh yeah, it's got some of the saucer templates overlapping it, so look at that. One piece. Pulled it off in one piece. Let me get some of these ones here that were overlapping out of the way. There. Now the reason I did this first, because I wanted to see the big satisfying color change. A lot of what these are going to be when you take them off is not going to be all that drastic from what's underneath. So it's, I mean, there are going to be subtle plating differences, and subtle is the key. But, you know, after doing all this work, you may have the need to see something big and showy and contrasty. Now these are the darkest blue. Yeah, that's actually a very dark blue under. They're not black like it looks. I'll go ahead and get these ones out. Come on, there you go. You just poke the little blade under a corner, just an inconspicuous corner, and you lift up. Come on, lift you up. It's always got to be one guy who thinks he's smart, hangs on for dear life. Come on, there you go, see? Nice crisp clean lines. Now one big one under here for the blue stripe. And you'll see some of the blue ones are attached to the bottom of that because this is actually a light blue, dark blue ring. So let me spend a lot of time taking all of these off, but I thought you should see the nice showy bit. Okay, you can see the half of them, or this half of the templates have been removed. It's small consolation, but they do come off a lot quicker than they go down. But you have to be very careful when you're taking them off that you don't gouge the paint underneath. The best way is to gently slide under a corner, and preferably between the vinyl and the grid underneath, and then carefully lift up to get the templates off. And you can see it does take a while to notice, but you can see that there is a pattern to what you have lifted off, and what you're seeing coming through is the pattern that you painted underneath. And there's the glorious saucer with all of the template pieces removed. And there is the small mountain of template pieces. I do not have the bottom done. It'll take me a little while to do that, and frankly, I want to go ahead and get this video put together. So we're going to celebrate having the top cleaned off and take our wins where we get them. And thereby brings to a close yet another fabulous work week on the Excelsior and the room. Like I said earlier, it seems to start out great during the week and then dwindle and dwindle. No work today, no work yesterday. Had picked out a lot of stuff. Like I picked out carpeting colors, picked out paint colors, things like that, finishes. But eager to see them on the wall. We're this close. I just want to hurry up and get it done. But speaking of getting close to getting done, Excelsior top. Look at that. And the side. Now the bottom still has some to go, but coming along very nicely, I think. And again, my colors, not the colors that somebody else thinks I should have on here. And we're almost ready to put a good clear coat over it, but not quite yet. Have some details to paint on it before we put the clear coat and the decals on. So until next week when we do that very thing, have a fine week. Stay warm. It's starting to have a nip in the air out there these days. So bundle up if you have to, and we'll see you here next week.